Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to an incredibly important episode in this series. It is episode... I'm so excited for this, actually. A ridiculously amount of excited. And I'm not doing that thing that YouTubers do where they play up their emotions, they play up their excitement. I'm actually kind of giddy just to see this guy in fucking action. It's 116 episodes in, and finally, the Dark Lord Sauron is in position to fight a proper battle in this fucking campaign against some deliciously squishy Rohirrim. It seems to me they have a huge amount of these Rittermark Axemen, which should be a pretty soft target for our archers, I would imagine. Seeing that they have a pretty low armor value, although it is almost similar to our Uruk, so I'm not sure if that's such a low armor value, but they do not have a shield, so that's going to be, well, I suppose they do on their backs. But I'm just trying to say, I imagine that they will be a good target for our bows. And as for Sauron himself, I really want to see him swinging around, swinging that mace, slaying Rohirrim. I hope it goes well. If he dies in the first... Luckily, he didn't disappear once the ring was stolen, but he's still kicking. But if he dies in this battle, I may just end the series completely. I would probably just rage quit. Say a few words in memoriam of Uvatha. Probably flip Dondeath the Bird, because he's a terrifying beast. An immortal beast of murder and death. And we're 2 minutes in, and we have yet to actually begin this battle. So let's let's take a look at what Dernwine is bringing. He is, of course, bringing a few units of horse archers, annoyingly enough, but mostly it is infantry in the form of axemen and the like. As for Dun here, he is bringing heavy lancers, a few more horse archers, and then again a bunch of infantry. So I imagine, actually, that the horsemen are going to be incredibly annoying. So we may have to turtle up a bit at the beginning. Let our missiles do the talking, because we do, in fact, have a catapult as well. Let our halberds fend off any cavalry that comes our way. And then just get Sauron to wade in the middle of it all and get swinging with that big-ass cartoonish mace of his. Anyway, you guys, this is enough... enough from me, and I will see you guys on the battle map for perhaps the best battle in the entirety of the campaign to date. We shall see. We've actually managed to deploy on a pretty nice slope here. Look how cinematic this is. We've got our catapults ready to fire. We've got our reinforcements coming in on the flank, and then of course Sauron out front. Well, the three Sauron brothers. The brothers three. He's out front, ready to basically wreck shit as soon as possible. I kind of have a feeling that the Rohirrim are not going to play ball. They are not willing to come at us on this hill. So we'll get... Good God, I have to look away from my army because it is such a drain on the CPU. We're going to get the reinforcements behind us. Now we are firing down on the Rohirrim. I don't think they'll be able to do much damage to us from there. We definitely want to get all of our archers involved, and they are doing, actually. Quite wonderfully so. And then we'll get the catapult firing into the center mass of their army. Actually, oh, they brought a fucking catapult too. I am so disappointed. I didn't realize... Okay, well, at the very least, we've now got our troops. Let's get them right here, actually, and then we can probably swing these guys around. Something nasty. An absolutely dirt nasty line in the middle of this hill. Okay, we want these archers to fend off all of these skirmishers, if at all possible. We'll get this flank firing at the horse archers. We'll get them firing at these skirmishers. And then Sauron, well, shit me, they're just actually going full tilt for Sauron himself. And the catapult, well, This is a perfect proving ground for Sauron. Look at that. He's just sent a unit of cavalry fleeing in fear. Now, I forgot that our archers were in a skirmish mode, so they've ran away like the cowards they most undoubtedly are. But it's sort of put a kink in my whole fend off the cavalry plan, unfortunately. But what do you do? We are, in fact, doing quite a bit of damage with the catapult, though, so that's certainly something. Sauron going completely ham on these skirmishers.
The battle is very much in our favor.
Was that Sauron? I think Sauron is making Ent-type noises. Very bizarre. We have our halberds in a pike formation, so we're going to move forward a little bit. Oh, good God, look at this. These guys, they're not messing around. They saw a fault in my line, and they're going for it immediately. So we're going to have to get the... We're going to have to get the troops in, essentially. Let's send our reinforcements in to fend off the Rohirrim here, and we desperately need to get our troops to focus fire on those horse archers. We've got some Morning Guard here I think we'll send to the center as well. Sauron himself needs to pull back because the entirety of the body of the Rohirrim are going for the center. Now, we're going to also flank around with the Orc Band. I have a singular unit either flank, just to protect against cavalry. We'll keep these guys in the center. But we are going to peel off, yeah, these two units. They're going to head over here, supported by a single unit of Uruks. 2 more units of Uruks in the center where the Morning Guard are going, and then these guys can support the pikemen. The catapults will continue to fire as they are doing now, but we do have our pike line advancing in an attempt to... Okay, well, they don't even have their fucking pikes lowered, unfortunately. So this is not... Oh god, it's not nearly as effective against the cavalry as I was hoping it was going to be. But there goes the catapult. It's been charged by some axemen, which I hope will be pretty quickly... Oh god, Sauron is actually not doing so well. Oopsies, he's not doing so great. He's beginning to take casualties already. I was really hoping he would be able to do a little bit more damage than he has been doing, but what are you gonna do? Okay, well here he is fleeing. With haste as well. Holy shit, he was not fucking around when he left that battle. God, it's like... I don't even know what it's like. I have no words to describe how frantically Sauron fled that conflict. Oh boy, it was like Obama leaving the White House once he shook hands with Donald Trump and handed him the keys. He was like, ah, fuck this. I don't want anything to do with this piece of fucking filth that is this Capitol building. Okay, so Sauron is apparently much weaker than I had anticipated. And shit, this is a fucking mess already. We have lost a lot of archers. We need to fend off these horse archers. I've got the orc bands trying to push them away. I want the orc raiders to flank the Riddermark axemen. And then these 2 units can come around to act as a hammer blow. It seems to me a lot of the cavalry present in this battle is currently getting the absolute snot kicked out of them by our missiles and our... most especially these Morning Guard, which just broke those skirmisher units. And I think we want to get... okay, no, they are actually engaged with those axemen, who are quick to break, actually. Man, yeah, we are actually breaking large parts of their army. Let's push forward with the pike line. If we can do. Our archers are firing at their archers, which is great for now. Somehow we're still taking a huge amount of casualties. Oh my god, the horse archers decided to charge my orc band? Really? What? I don't know what they've done, but they've done it horrendously. Okay, we're gonna get these orc band to absorb these horse archers as well. Get them in a loose formation. Just to nab as many of these shitty... Oh my good god, the entirety of the Rohirrim's line has just folded. Okay, we need to really address what's going on here. How are we going to handle this? Okay, we need to rebuild our pike line. Something like that. Get the Morning Guard to support them wherever they may be because they're not currently showing up. We'll forego those 2 units. We will grab these raiders, get them on the right flank. All 3 units of Uruks are going to have to be reassigned to the left. This unit is still supporting. They're going to have to, I guess, move here. Sauron. Disappointed. I feel not great about his performance, to be honest. Okay, so the entire army, their entire army has basically just fractured and fled, and we are beginning to take a lot of casualties in our orc band because I think these heavy lancers want to get just absolutely down and dirty, and I'm perfectly fine with that. We're just going to assign our orc band to any number of cavalry units and hope that okay, well, you know what, I completely forgot about my allies. They are not playing ball, unfortunately. We're gonna have to fire into the center mass there. My orc bands are just being torn apart by these skirmishers, I think. Well, these are raiders, actually, and yeah, holy shit, these skirmishers are just driving me up the fucking wall. At the very least, we still have quite a bit of archers to counter with. We're gonna have to advance the pike line all the way up, I think. There we go. We get the Morning Guard to back them up. They shall walk. But my allies are still, to this day, to this very day, they are still fighting beyond my own lines, and that's just fine. But now we are shredding these Horse Archers who are trying to come around the flank to attack my Uruks, my Raiders. They're not doing well at all, actually. To be honest, TBH, not doing great. Okay, what do we got? We've got some Uruks here. We are currently smashing the enemy. We are full-on smashing them with complete and utter... Like, let's get the fucking pikes in to deal with those lancers. Complete and utter disregard for our own lives. This is how thoroughly we are smashing the enemy right now. They have lost 33% of their army, and they nearly just wiped Sauron out with a catapult bolt, actually, which was fucking crazy. Okay, let's get him involved in some way, if at all possible. Let's try to get some of these Uruks around the flank as well. I think all 3 of these units are essentially ready. These guys are going to charge those lancers. Ooh, shit, we nearly took a catapult bolt dead center of the fucking Uruks as well. That would have been a costly hit. Now we actually lost a ton of pikemen on the left flank here, but now we've got the pikemen and the spears engaged with the oh, good God, Sauron! No! I looked away for a single moment, and now he's down to 2 hit points, whatever you could call that. Let's get him way back here. So, okay, so Sauron, turns out, is a bit of a wuss, which is quite depressing. But it looks to me like the Rohirrim are also a massive wuss, and they've just broken. So we just have to throw everything we have against these horse archers that are coming in, try to bog them down. Our archers are firing at their archers, causing casualties. Yes. Yes, tell me more about the casualty numbers. Number 1. Okay, I just feel like Patrick Stewart would do that sort of theatrical... Shut up, Wesley! Although, to be honest, I'm not a huge Star Trek fan. I was raised on Star Wars, and mostly I've not watched any of the original series, very little of the Next Generation. From what I've seen of the Next Generation, I've seen all the rough episodes in the beginning. You know how when you go to watch the Next Generation, there's like there's guides you can find which give you episodes that you're able to skip for the best viewing experience, those sorts of things. I didn't follow one of those. I just hit play on Netflix, and it was a tough go from the beginning. Okay, we're just swarming the field with all sorts of troops. I don't even know who's going after what now. I'm just assigning what I feel like. What I do know, though, is that I want these Morning Guard to poke the ever-loving shit out of the cavalry. I want these heavy lancers to not be able to charge my Uruks so freely, because they've caused a ton of casualties in that unit. They just rode them down. I know that we've killed 60% of this army, but we still need to be careful about troops retreating off the field. I know that I've got a bunch of raiders ready to charge at some archers, and some orc band that are ready to charge at some lancers. Some Morning Guard ready to do the same. Okay, these guys have actually caught those skirmishers. Lovely. These 200 spearmen, though, not so much. And my Uruks charging the heavy lancers. It actually seems to have gone alright. We took a few casualties, of course, but they lost a lot of momentum traveling uphill. Unfortunately, we have like 0 troops to actually run down the enemy. So we're going to have to just slowly advance with the halberds. Oh, man. Okay, we've got some axemen here we need to deal with, and the Morning Guard are nowhere to be seen, actually. Still bringing up the rear. Let's get them all the fucking way over here. There we go. Oh, man, like, especially these Yorling archers, we've got nothing to track them down, aside from our friend Hormarath of Deer, who has lost just shy of 600 orcs. We have no troops to... okay, we actually do have a lot of troops to break up this mass. Like an ultrasound would break up a kidney stone. Let's flank these wavering axemen in the rear and just have them shitting in their drawers. That would be amazing. I would be so happy if that were to happen. We'll continue with the orc band, just get them to move across the field. What's the worst that could happen? Look at that, these heavy lancers saw what was coming for them and they said, nope. They didn't want to have to deal with a bristling square of 200 sharpened Mornin iron spears. However, they will go after 100 very exhausted Uruks, and there they go. There they go! The boys in the bright white sports car! Oh god. I honestly, I don't know what to do about these fucking archers. I do know, again, it's all about what I know. I don't know what I don't know, unfortunately, which is the epitome of ignorance, when you think about it. Okay, we've got some more archers who are charging straight into my troops. I don't know what the hell they were expecting, but they've been charged by some Uruks. We've got some axemen here who have yet to be engaged. It's quite sad that they were not able to find love in life. Not everyone has that luxury. We're gonna try to tear down all of these guys. Come on now. This is just getting silly, to be honest. It's just a mess of a battle now. Completely unable to run down any of these guys fleeing. Giniard is just going to be chock full of Rohirrim. I think we'll just end the battle. Okay, this is oh my. So, I'm looking at 4,000 Rohirrim deployed, 1,000 left. I'm looking at just over 6,000 orcs, Uruks, trolls, and Saurons deployed, and we've maybe got just over 4,000. 4,200 perhaps. So we took a hit, but we definitely gave out more than we took. I'm pretty surprised by Hormorath's performance, actually. It looked to me like he was doing all the heavy lifting, but in fact it was Sauron and our troops. Like, my orc band somehow got the most kills of any unit in my army with 238. Was that perhaps all the cavalry? I'm not sure, but then again, orc band 243, maulers 249. Okay, well, I think a lot of it was prisoners, perhaps? No, it doesn't really seem so. Anyway, let's head out to the campaign map. I'm pretty sure we're going to have to besiege Ginerd right away. There's going to be a ton of Rohirrim in there. We've just executed a shit ton of Rohirrim, and apparently Sauron himself has gained a bunch of shit. He has become a better commander. He has gained some Rohan armor as well as a black Númenórean. Very interesting. We can, of course, besiege immediately, and I think we're going to starve them out for a while, so we'll get the towers. We do have a single catapult, but that's not enough to crack these walls right away.
I have nothing to say.
Wolfir the Profane is probably going to turn around and try to break this siege, but it's pretty clear to me that the Rohirrim, they're done for. Their infantry is not strong enough to counter my numbers. Unlike the elves, they do not have that luxury. We have some archers, though, that we can send to Sauron, I think. If we were to merge these units... actually, we don't necessarily need to, but we'll give these guys to Hormorath regardless. And that has sent Foldberg into a tizzy. Shit. I should have seen that coming. From a mile away. I think I want to end this episode basically immediately. Unfortunately, it was taken almost in its entirety up by that battle. When we come back, we'll do some damage up in the north. I feel as if I want to fight both of these battles on camera because they will be interesting and unique in their own way, and we very well could lose this battle against Lino, or Loni rather, if Adunafel is not able to arrive in time. And on that note, actually, can we grab everyone and get just a little bit more speed? We can indeed. And then perhaps we'll leave this catapult back in Bjorn's halls for the ultimate capture of Goblin Town. Now, the mountain fort, still many moons away from recruiting any troops, so we're going to have to send some reinforcements via the late great cities of the Sylvan Elves. I'm pretty sure we're able to recruit and retrain here, but that's definitely something I will do off camera with all of our gold. For now, I want to say, everyone, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this episode. That was certainly a thrilling fucking battle. Really, really incredibly disappointed with Sauron. I feel as if maybe I probably used him incorrectly in that I was using him like trolls, you know, just sending him straight for the center mass, but he got the ever-loving shit kicked out of him. It was like a 14-year-old boy who thought he could fight, you know, but then he ended up getting absolutely whooped by, I don't know, like an 18-year-old or something. Anyway, if you did enjoy the episode, leave a like, leave a comment, the usual. This has been an episode of the Enduring Mordor campaign. As always, my name is Incoherence, and I hope to see you all with the next one.